All right, come over and sit down. There you have it. But the problem is gravity. I put that in front of the light, and if I let go, it falls to the ground. Let's make a video about the sun streaming through a window. Look at this. This is very interesting. I just typed in here, early morning interior light. And a lot of these different photos came up. Oh, here's one. Streaks of light coming through a window, hitting the wall. Very, very pretty. This right here, this is Alyssa. And she's sitting on this couch. This is an unlit scene. Lights and ceilings that are like this, they don't give a very flattering image on the face. To make a scene look interesting, you need an interesting space, and we didn't have an interesting space. So we made one. What we did was painted this wall, and I didn't paint it all the way to the top because things like that don't matter with filmmaking. Filmmakers are liars and cheaters, and whenever we can lie and cheat, we do. A lot of walls are cream colored or brown, and they don't look very good against skin. And so we painted this wall blue, and then we went to the store and we bought a couch, we bought a plant, we bought this coffee table thing. All in all, it was about $1,500. Credit cards are your friend. When you walk into a new space, the first thing you should probably always do is turn off the lights above, because usually they're not good. On film sets, lamps, electronics, anything that emits light is called a practical. So I'm gonna turn these practical lights on. Okay. What do you think? Does this look nice with just the lamps? I think it looks pretty cool. You don't really see Alyssa's face though. Well, there's the first light. It's a very harsh light. And the light's coming from over here and going all the way over here to this thing that we taped onto the wall. And that's her main light source for her. Roger Deakins really likes this type of lighting. He tapes things all over the place. He tapes things on walls and bounces light off of it. This is simple because there's no stands. All we've done is used a little bit of tape. You can use a sheet or whatever you have and use that as a key light. What's interesting is this is a very harsh light, but we're not using it as a harsh light. In this setup, it's very soft because it's bouncing off of that. This thing here is called a flag, and we put it here because if it's not there, it hits Alyssa's face too much. It's controlling the light. What we have here is this light with this cool little doodad on the front that makes it look like the light's coming through a window. So look at this, look at this. The light's coming from over here and it's hitting the coffee table. This light in here is coming through this thing. It's called diffusion. This diffusion is making the light softer, and the light's coming through and it's hitting the back of Alyssa's hair there.
Here's something cool, a little drawing of the whole setup. And here you can see each light turn on, one at a time.
One of the things that I find myself doing is whenever I see light that's pretty occurring in the natural world, I take a moment and I look at it. And I think, you know, how would I recreate that if I needed to? That quality of light, how would I make that myself? A filmmaker, in many ways, is someone who appreciates beauty and who strives to create it. And I think it's important to take the time once in a while and just appreciate the natural beauty in the world. You know, sometimes the way the sun streaks through a window, it's okay to just look at it.
Just look at it.
Look at it for a period of time. Some people will walk up to you and they'll say, "You're being lazy. Why don't you get to work?" And you can tell them, "I am working." And they'll say, "No, you're not." You say, "I am. I'm looking at the light through the window. This is my work because I'm a filmmaker." And they might laugh at you, especially if you're in school. Your teacher might berate you and say you're being lazy, but that's not the case. You're appreciating light.
Just look at it.
Check it out. These are blue gels. Check it out. We can put these in front of the lights and change the way they look. But the problem is gravity. I put that in front of the light, and if I let go, it falls to the ground. So now we have a problem. I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm feeling lazy, so I'm gonna tape these onto the light. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Oh, wow. It's looking very nightimey.
First, you might be interested in the window effect. The way we did that was from this. It's called the spotlight mount, and it's from Aperture, probably over 5 pounds. And the front of it moves in and out. There's a bunch of glass in this, and what it does is it takes the light and it focuses it. And what you can do with these lights is put gobos on the inside.
3 standard B-size gobos to customize the shape of your light, or the option to cut your own unique designs and implement them now.
We put this window gobo inside the light to create the window effect. That's all we did.
Now, the problem is, to do this effect like we did it, you have to have a load of cash, because this is quite expensive. This is called the 300X, and it just came in the mail the other day. In the video you watched, we used the 300D Mark II. This is just like that, except it's not quite as bright, and it does bicolor, so it can do tungsten or daylight or anything in between. It's really nice. I'm not getting paid by Aperture to talk about their stuff. I'm a huge fanboy of Aperture. I think what they're doing is really, really cool. For a long time, good equipment was from a few name brands. And then Aperture came on the scene, and they just started innovating. I have a friend who told me a story about Aperture the other day that I would like to tell to you. He was in film school in Arizona, and he said that one day Aperture came in to their classroom with a bunch of LED light panels, and they wanted to show the classroom all about them, and they were trying to get the school to use their Aperture lights at the film school. And he told me that when they turned on their lights, the LED filaments were green, and the quality of light was just nasty. And the whole class just went off on these people from Aperture and told them, these lights are no good for this reason and this reason. And he said that they started taking notes. The people from Aperture took out notebooks. They wrote down everything these film students said. And they said, thank you very much for your time, and they left. That is awesome. That's what a company should be doing. Talking to real people and listening to what they're saying. And they took that experience, the people from Aperture took that experience, and they learned from it. And they didn't just say, oh, these people, they don't know what they're talking about. These film students, they don't understand. No, they listened. That's the kind of company Aperture is. I would like to take a moment and speak to the creative people who are watching this video. Creatives are different than normal people. They're more emotional, and they're more uncertain of themselves. Even the creative people who pretend to have confidence sometimes really don't. Many times as creative people, we feel inadequate. Inadequacy is a very dangerous feeling. It can make you stop. It can make you stop doing things that you really want to do. It will make you doubt yourself. Feelings of inadequacy can make you want to give up. It's okay to feel inadequate. It's okay to feel discouraged. It's okay to feel that your work is not good enough, but it's not okay to give up. It's okay to redirect your attention from one project after realizing that it's a failed venture, but it's not okay to give up. There's a few things that I try to remember every day. Show up, do stuff, and don't give up. One more thing. You may have noticed beautiful rays of light. This is atmosphere, and it creates a beautiful quality of light. To create that effect, we use this atmosphere aerosol spray. And this is great because it gives just a little bit of texture in the air. Oh, my word. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, man. This is getting out of control here.
Man, this room. I have asthma, by the way. This was awful. If you liked this video, please don't subscribe. We already have enough subscribers. If there's anything about this video that you didn't like, any mistakes that I made that you'd like to point out, please mention those in the comments. And please give this video a big thumbs down. That's always appreciated.